Share the live. IWER TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Broadcasting from Trinidad to the world. The Street 919FM.com.
News from the Street 919FM.com. Here's what's happening.
Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 12 o'clock news on the Street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube. In the headlines, the Prime Minister warns of increase in fuel prices. TNT not yet in an endemic stage of COVID. Government scraps proposal for Standard 5 students return to online classes. And internationally, Russia bombs maternity hospital, kills 3, including a child. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley appeared to have given a warning during his conversations with the Prime Minister on Tuesday night that citizens may see an increase in the price of fuel at the pumps. He also seemed to make a case for either the removal or the reduction of the fuel subsidy. Dr. Rowley said that to date, successive governments have spent some $28.8 billion since the fuel subsidy began. He added that if this country continued spending billions in subsidies, it would soon be bankrupt. Dr. Rowley said currently the government has to find over $700 million for the fuel subsidy to preserve it the way it is now. He noted that if government continues like this, it will have to borrow money to pay this subsidy. The Prime Minister reminded that Trinidad and Tobago did not always enjoy a fuel subsidy. He said that the current price at the pumps, if not subsidized, and oil is up to $100 per barrel, the price at the pump would be $2 more than people are paying now for premium gas. Climbing international fuel prices in the face of U.S. sanctions against Russia can impact this country's fuel subsidy. Yesterday, the price of oil rose to $128 a barrel. In other news, Health Minister Terence Dialsing says Trinidad and Tobago has not yet entered the endemic stage of the COVID-19 virus. Dialsing was speaking at yesterday's Ministry of Health COVID-19 media conference. He said, while we are not yet in that endemic stage, we are preparing for that. Meanwhile, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parasram says the public health regulations have been working to bring cases down. He shared that we are seeing very low levels of COVID cases based on the public health regulations being enforced at this time. Parasram added that the Health Ministry will continue to keep a close eye to see if there is any resurgence of the virus in the coming weeks and months. In more news, the Ministry of Education has scrapped the proposal to have Standard 5 pupils return to an online modality from March 18th until the secondary entrance assessment exam on March 31st. In confirming this on Wednesday, Education Minister Dr. Nayan Gasvidoli said there was very little support for that stakeholder recommendation, so that will not be implemented. However, Sanatan Dharma Mahasaba's Acting Secretary General Vijay Maharaj expressed his disagreement with the directive, which he described as a backward step. Maharaj said great efforts had been made to return Standard 5 pupils to the physical classroom. He said the SDMS intended to have their students attend classes daily until the SCA exam unless mandated by the ministry to desist from this course of action. Also, the Catholic Education Board of Management expressed disagreement with the suggestion. Internationally, 3 people, including 1 child, were killed when Russia bombed a maternity hospital on Wednesday. At least 17 others were reportedly injured, some of whom included pregnant women. The 300-bed hospital was dedicated to treating COVID patients. It was destroyed by artillery shelling along with blood collection center. The World Health Organization says it's verified at least 18 different attacks on health facilities in Ukraine since the invasion began. The Ukrainian president has accused Russia of committing a war crime. And that was the 12 o'clock news on the Street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube, recapping the headlines. The Prime Minister warns of increase in fuel prices. TNT not yet in an endemic stage of COVID. Government scraps proposal for Standard 5 students return to online classes, and internationally, Russia bombs maternity hospital, kills 3, including a child. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas.